Hi, everyone. I'm Kyle Kramer, the CEO at the Earth and Spirit Center, and I'm joined today by two Earth and Spirit instructors, Nancy Carrington and Bunny Nash. Hi, Nancy and Bunny.
Hi, Kyle.
Well,
So nice
Nancy,
to be here today.
uh, it is great to be with you. And Nancy, just kudos to you on the awesome background of this angelic tree behind you. I think that is just gorgeous, and you're wonderfully backlit there. Well, you all have whether you're backlit from your tree background or not, you bring such light and joy to the Earth and Spirit Center with the meditation in motion offerings that you've done with us. And there's another one coming up in the spring. So would love to talk with you both a bit about that. But for those of our audience who may not know you, can you each say maybe a sentence or two about your own backgrounds and how you came to be teaching a meditation in motion class here? And then we'll talk about what that class actually looks like. So Nancy, I'll call on you first in case the sunlight changes and you fade out completely.
All right. Well, I like you calling the February 21st spring. So that's wonderful.
I'm optimistic that way. Yeah.
But I come from a background of working in kind of various community areas, Center for Neighborhoods, Family and Children's Agency. And I retired and I was doing Tai Chi and well, mainly just Tai Chi. And then felt like I wanted to go a little further with it, and then became a teacher and then started studying Qigong and fell in love with it because of the meditative aspect of it, the quiet and the movement. So that's a bit of my background. I've been teaching now for 6 years, something like that.
It's so interesting that when folks think of meditation, generally, at least my reflex is to think of someone sitting still on a cushion, in an ashram or something like that. But in point of fact, we're human beings. We move all the time. That's our more natural state. And so I'm thrilled that it's possible to bring the kind of mindful awareness to motion, just as it is to the lack of motion. So, Bunny, how about you and your story?
Uh, my background comes from education and counseling, and primarily working with youth and families that come from challenging situations and backgrounds. And I became fascinated with educational neuroscience and how understanding how the brain and the body work together um, affects our whole well-being. And that translated not just to my work, but to my personal practice, and finding in understanding both the science and I think the ancient wisdom, breath and movement are among the best and most powerful tools that we have to soothe and settle our brains and bodies. So that just became a bit of my passion. And the Qigong and Tai Chi and other movement practices, incorporating breath, really became an interest. I was taking classes where Nancy was teaching, and we sort of became Qigong buddies along the way here. So we're really excited to be able to bring that to the Earth and Spirit Center.
Well, you did it in the fall to great review, and so we're just thrilled to have you back for another round. And again, this course is one of our continuing meditation courses for those who have some meditation experience. But I think you'd probably be open to beginners as well. It's starting in the spring or the late winter, to be completely accurate, February 21st, and this is it a 4-week course? Is that right?
5 week.
It's a 5 week. Okay, sorry about that. Beginning February 21st, running from 1 to 2:30 for 5 weeks. So what's going to happen in these 5 weeks? Will folks will you require any kind of prior knowledge of these Tai Chi and Qigong practices, or can newbies arrive? What can they hope to experience in those 5? Either of you.
I think it's certainly would be open to beginners or folks that have had some experience with it. We will have, I think the core practice that we'll be focusing on will be the 24 Postures Therapeutic Qigong, among other things, but that'll sort of be the centerpiece of the movement practice. So folks that joined us last fall, I guess it was, or will be able to sort of move deeper. They'll be more familiar with the movements and can incorporate a little bit more breath and meditation, while
but it won't just, it's not the same course, right? It's not just review of the same material, or
there will be a lot of the same material,
okay,
because it is a practice. It's an ongoing practice that you don't learn in 4 weeks, which is what we did
that's why they call it practice.
So I think we'll go deeper and differently, but there will be a lot of the same to build upon.
Okay, but if a person took this and loved it in the fall, it makes sense for them to continue. They wouldn't be feeling that it's too redundant. Nancy, I have a question for those, because I've watched this course in action, and we have to limit the enrollment, I should say, because of the kind of space that each person requires for the movements. Nancy, is this a course that requires one to be of completely nimble body and very flexible, or what about those who might have some infirmity or be differently abled? Who can benefit from this?
I think everyone. I teach in my other classes mainly an older population that haven't been moving a whole lot. So it can be anyone. I have people in their 90s who can, and you can do it standing or seated, and they're good at doing it in their 90s. It's really nice. But the beauty of Qigong is that you can follow along. It can be taught seated or standing. I teach both, and you can get the same benefits whether you're seated or standing. The movements can be with the arms, but there's nothing that you need to feel or have practice before you come in. It can be totally open.
Well, I love the kind of the evolution of the Earth and Spirit offerings, where meditation is being democratized in so many different ways, where it doesn't have to be this esoteric practice on the unpronounceable cushion. It can look like journaling. It can look like body movement and other things. So thrilled and grateful that y'all are coming back for more and offering such a gift to the Earth and Spirit community. Again, the course name is Meditation in Motion, and it will begin. It's a 5-week course beginning February 21st, 2024. More information is on our website at earthandspiritcenter.org and at the link with this video. So Nancy and Bunny, thank you so much. We're very much looking forward to this.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And to be there. Yes.